What is going on, everyone? We are back with the Pound and Slash Marvel Media Podcast.
I am Pound.
And I'm Slash.
We're doing this shit.
And this is covering episode 5 of Moon Knight. Fuck, what was it called?
Was it 5? It only had 5 episodes?
Or 6.
6. Hold up, G. I was like, wait.
My bad.
No, that's cool. I was like, wait, I thought, bro.
I don't remember what it was called. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I gotta look at that. I got you.
I fucking already forgot. Gods and Monsters.
Right.
Okay. Anyways, sorry guys. But yeah, so we're here to talk about episode 6 of Moon Knight.
Right.
Gods and Monsters. And we will be tiering it this episode. That means we are done with Moon Knight, which also means next week we continue WandaVision.
Yay!
Super excited for all of this because, you know, I'm a dork. But
you're awesome, though.
But with that being said, Ralph, give us the news.
All right. More gunshots.
They're back.
Let's go. Perfect. Okay. IGN reports saying Guardians of the Galaxy...
Actually, I'm pretty sure it's fireworks.
You think so?
At this point, yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 wraps filming as James Gunn teases an unannounced actor.
Yeah, they're doing that a lot because there's supposed to be a lot of cameos starting to happen at the end of all of these Marvel movies. We've seen it happen with Eternals when Harry Styles showed up as Eros.
Right. And of course, we already knew about
and
the guy playing Adam Warlock.
spoiler for Doctor Strange, if you haven't seen it yet, we just saw Charlize Theron show up as Clea at the end of that in a post-credit scene. So we'll probably get another post-credit scene that's introducing another new character at the end of this. The end of this Thor movie, which is probably going to tie into the next Thor movie.
Right.
Or
I think
the next adventure Thor is going to be on.
Isn't that crazy? They might do a 5th Thor. He said, I'm gonna keep this going forever.
Both him and Benedict Cumberbatch said that they will play their respective roles until they feel there's no other stories they can be involved in.
And let me tell you, you can put this bitch in like 50 roles in this month. There's like 50
if y'all
roles
gonna keep going, we gonna keep watching.
Right? They get a bit. I just heard about that. Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch said he is respectful. He'll keep going. I said, okay, so Dr. Strange said he wants to do 20 of these bitches, and Thor said, hold my beer. I'm gonna do 100.
Right.
Anyway, the next also bit of news we also have. Bless you, God dang it.
Thank you. Keep going.
No, I got you. I'm coming. I'm not done. All right. James Gunn. Speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, this is also a segue to it. James Gunn shoots down Marvel appearance by a horror legend. Basically saying that he goes on social media, like he always does. He goes on social media, says that Jamie Lee Curtis. That's what he went on. He said Jamie Lee Curtis wanted to be in Guardians of the Galaxy, and she shot her down. Like literally said. He said, I think he's like one of those it's one of those to say with all due respect, you're a talent actor, but you don't fit the mold of what we're doing, and I guess fans not really because Jamie Lee Curtis don't care regardless.
She's making her money. She's doing Halloween Ends.
Which
thank God. It's over.
Let it be.
Wait, it's not over yet. We got what, 6 more months?
Oh Lord! And when I say, hey, they're gonna do a Halloween Turbo, Halloween Terminator. He was a cyborg. No, hey, yeah. Oh God. Anyway, he said like, with all due respect, Jamie Curtis, you don't fit the mold of what we're doing, and because she was at one point she was asking, can I do the Christmas special? Because and they were like, nah, you don't kind of fit what we're doing, and the fans are like, who is James Gunn to tell Jamie Lee Curtis this actress should be
the director?
Right, he's the damn director, you dumb. And another news of fans attack crazes, he's the director. That's why. What? It's like with the Chris Pratt thing. They were. I remember reading that article. They were shocked that Chris Pratt's not leaving the movie. Like, why would he leave Star-Lord? Why would he even remotely think that's a thing? Yeah, and that's the thing. With this right here, that they thought she was rumored to be in future projects in Marvel with James Gunn. James Gunn politely shot it down and said, "No, I mean, it's here and there as they say, but no, we're not putting her in nothing." So, but thanks for asking. Let's see what other news we got, because like I said, it's also one. Let's see, hold up. And you thought, hold up, you thought we were done with Tom Cruise? Mother lover. We ain't never done with that dude. But yeah, Nick, we ain't never done. Now they speculate. Yeah, I was going to tell that to you. Now they're speculating that he could possibly be in. Well, we knew this was coming about Secret Wars, but he may have a bigger role. Now this is speculating. Of course, Secret Wars does. But the director, even Kevin Feige, has.
As long as he didn't show up for fucking Doctor Strange, I'm good. Unspoiler alert: he's not in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he's not in Doctor Strange. But he was. I'm just kidding. I know. That'd be funny if he said he had about 15 minutes. 15 minutes? That's too long. He need at least 3, maybe 2. I'm also gonna talk about what you found on the internet. Keanu Reeves has been in talks. Yeah, for a Marvel role.
Look, you can love Keanu Reeves all you motherfuckers want, but the dude cannot act. Okay, the only role he does is action scenes while looking dumbfounded that he's actually doing what he's doing. The dude looks confused 100% of the time. Like, I loved him in roles like Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted,
because that fit what he was doing. Even
the final thing they had 3 on the third one he did was pretty cool too.
Like that fits who he is.
That weird looking facial expression.
You can't be a badass and look confused all the time. It's fucking like and who in the Marvel universe has that? Who?
Nah, nobody.
Is it gonna be Squirrel Girl?
That's what he's gonna play. He's gonna play Squirrel Girl.
I don't fucking know. I don't.
He's gonna be Squirrel Girl.
He needs to stay out of the MCU.
Yeah, because I remember you showed me that. You said, "Get in here now." I was like,
"Yeah." I told
they
Ralph.
Expressed interest.
I told Ralph to come, and I said, "Yeah." So we're canceling the podcast, and I'm giving up on the Marvel universe.
Just give up Marvel universe because I was like, "What happened?" And I said, "Oh no." I mean, that's good if you're a Keanu Reeves fan, but if you're a Keanu Reeves fan, or you're not a Tom Cruise fan, you ain't gonna like none of this shit that's coming out. Like, he's like, "This is
build-up actors most of us haven't heard of. Like, you guys struck gold with like Robert Downey Jr., which don't get me wrong, Robert Downey Jr. was known, but he was like on the downfall.
Even
like
Chadwick Boseman, you didn't really know too much about him.
He was coming off of the downfall of his career.
Right.
Chris Evans, I'd never heard of.
Tom Holland.
Chris Hemsworth, I'd never heard of. Tom Holland. Like, you guys are so good at finding these other people, and then you want to bring in these old-ass fucking actors that ain't got another 15, 20 years in them. Like, hey, we're going to have Sylvester Stallone show up in one of the Guardians movies as one of the old Guardians.
The original Guardians.
That motherfucker already had issues keeping coherent sentences, and now he full on mumbles when he talks. I don't even remember what his line was in fucking Guardians 2 because I don't know what the fuck he said.
They going to have Jason Segel.
Next thing you know, they're going to be like, hey.
For real, he might quit the podcast for real.
Next thing.
If Jason Segel rolls up in this.
Again, it's Steven Seagal. Motherfucker don't even know who the actor is. If you get actors like Steven Seagal or you reach out and get fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger in here, what the fuck are they going to do besides walk on canes?
First of all, I'm fucking up names. Exactly. Nick is just having a mental breakdown again over
Stop getting these washed up ass actors.
But Keanu Reeves can still do some shit. He can still do some shit.
Look stupid!
He's like, yo.
Oh, watch me as I do my moves.
They're going to have him play, hey, yo, watch him be Dr. Doom. Oh, my God.
That'll be Doom to the MCU.
Oh, my God. Watch, he'll be Dr. Doom. They're going to do some fan art, and it's going to, like, fit. This is Keanu Reeves, what he looks like is Dr. Doom. Like, oh, wow.
Hey, let's get Jason Statham in there. No!
Yeah, Jason Statham. Let's just get all that. Let's make an Expendables Marvel edition.
No.
You know they're making one. They're making a 5th one. With all the old motherfuckers.
Eventually, they're all going to be fighting in a nursing home.
I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot you. Arthritis. Fuck. Put the gun down. You can't pick it up no more. You can't pick up the gun no more. I'm sorry.
It's like, hey, we're going to get The Rock in here. Please don't. Let him just be Black Adam and leave him alone.
Right. He just wants to be Black Adam. They were asking, at one point, they were asking him to join Marvel. Like, why hasn't Marvel picked up the phone?
Now, if you guys would have fucking, got Rock on 10 years ago, sure.
Yeah, legit, when he was doing, the Rundown, all that Scorpion, all that
Imagine
bullshit.
if he was Rhodey.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. wouldn't be Iron Man no more.
I'm glad he's not Rhodey. That would have been a bad role for him.
Rock
can't be sidekick. He's got to be a main
character. He'll have a Terrence. He'll have a Terrence Howard moment up to this day. I think they screwed me over. I'm like, bitch, you've been out of the MCU for 20 years, homie. You need to get that shit together. They screwed me over. I wish they didn't get rid of me. What is happening?
Like they went out and just recently got Harry Styles again at the Eternals post-credit scene. Harry Styles comes in as Eros, and I'm like, that's cool because I don't listen to One Direction, don't even really know who Harry Styles is. At least he's somebody new.
Somebody new.
Haley Steinwell, or whatever the fuck her name is, coming in as Kate Bishop.
Right.
She was a new character. She's young. She's going to be able to be Hawkeye for 15, 20. Cool. I'm cool with that.
Right. Yeah.
The girl that they got coming in that's about to be Riri Wilson, who's going to be in the Ironheart. She's going to start off in fucking Wakanda forever. Cool.
Right. We got all these characters.
Leave these old people the fucking in Expendables. Like, next thing you know, they're going to be like, yeah, we're going to get Kane Hodder to come in to be Apocalypse. Get the fuck out of here!
No. Oh, no. Or Ron Perlman would be Apocalypse.
Although I do like Kane Hodder. I love Kane Hodder to death. One of my top 3 favorite horror actors all time.
No.
No.
They're going to get Ron Perlman played Apocalypse. No, he'll play Galactus.
Please don't.
Anyway, the other bit of news we also have is fans are asking the head writer, fans and news reporter, some of the news outlets were asking the head writer, how come Kang was absent into the movie Multiverse of Madness? And he simply said because he didn't want to risk the over stuff as it already is. But fans
there was no reason for him to be in it.
Right. Well, fans are like, they're asking now on Twitter, they're like, well, you could have put him in this spot. What spot? What fucking spot could this man be in? What spot could Kang actually possibly be? I guess because they haven't seen Kang, because I guess since Loki, Kang was hinting that there's multiple versions of me. Well, we didn't see him in Eternals. We didn't see him in No Way Home. We didn't see him that. Everybody was saying Kang was supposed to be in any of the or sprinkling.
He wouldn't have been in the Eternals because Loki wasn't done yet.
Right, Loki wasn't done yet, and he definitely would be in Spider-Man because that definitely.
Spider-Man has nothing to do
with Kang at all.
With Kang. Like, the only thing he could have shown up in so far, really, let's be real, is...
I was going to say, what, besides Ant-Man?
Well, I mean, as of right now, the only thing he could have been in is Multiverse of Madness, and even then he wouldn't have fit. Like, the story wouldn't have fitted in.
Would have fit the story. And that's why fans are getting a little bit upset, because they're like, you were preaching on this big bad showing up, and now he hasn't showed up in 3 or 4 Marvel movies, and they're like, so is he?
You know what I'm more mad about that I read in the news?
What did you find?
Guess who was supposed to be in Moon Knight?
Oh.
At some point. Fucking Eternals.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. Huh. They were gonna put the Eternals in, and the director was like, "No, I don't really know how we'd be able to fit that in."
Yeah, you can't. There's a way.
That would have been a good time.
Especially that. The first 2 episodes, not first, but the last 2 episodes.
They could have done it in one of the flashback scenes.
One of the flashback. Oh man, shit! Yeah, they could have. You could have met Gilgamesh or the speedster. You could have met any of them. Athena, even Ajax. You could have met any of them. What's that?
You know who better show up in fucking Thor? Kango. Remember there was a scene in Eternals where he says, "Yeah, I used to be best friends with Thor, but now he thinks he's too big to talk to me."
Right. Yeah, right. He should. We should be seeing at least see one Eternal. We should.
That's what I said. Just show Kango.
Yeah, show Kango, and then we'll be good. One of these Eternals got to be. I get you want to show Guardians of the Galaxy because he left with him. We need at least one of these damn Eternals to this is another team.
And again, it would make sense for him to show up. He's the only Eternal that hasn't been picked up.
Yeah, it's not been picked up.
Or disappeared.
Right. That's what I said. Really, you should.
Everybody else is either off in a spaceship or off because.
They're doing.
What's his face? I don't remember what the main fucking dude's name is now.
Yeah.
The main Eternal bad guy.
Achilles? No.
Gershom?
Fly too close to the sun. I know the sun.
No, you're thinking Icarus. No, I'm talking about the big. Gershom or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's done picked up the other Eternals and took them off somewhere.
That's
Arishem.
Right.
It was just Arishem. That's it.
Right, that big celestial thingy, whatever the hell. Yeah. Right, and that's weird that they.
So the only 2 that are left are Kango and Sprite, and Sprite's not even an Eternal anymore. Yeah, she's just a regular person.
She's a regular person. She gave up her Eternal damn. Okay. Yeah. That is kind of weird. We haven't really been seeing that, or at least really.
And for the love of God,
we put Multiverse of Madness actually.
Put Shang-Chi somewhere. God damn it.
Yeah, we haven't even put him anywhere. It's been 2 movies now?
I didn't expect him to show up in Spider-Man,
but
I didn't even expect him to show up in fucking Doctor Strange. I still don't understand why he didn't, because, like, you know, they were just talking to him at the end of Shang-Chi, but, you know, whatever.
My only concern is, like I told him during the movie thing, which I hope you guys watch it. I said they're probably sent them into one of the probably made a whole team that fights in the multiverse. Like when they were talking about, like, we got some, you know, involvements in there. I'm pretty sure Shang-Chi's probably part of a group that's literally fighting in there.
Shang-Chi's probably still getting drunk with fucking old girl. Forever being stuck in the friend zone. Anyways, what's the next bit of news?
That's awful, bro. Next bit of news, we also have... Ooh, speaking of Shang-Chi writer Dave Killingham has agreed that maybe Shang-Chi should have been in the Multiverse of Madness. Like, he agrees, even though we knew it wasn't going to happen. He was saying, like, the writer that this dude was basically saying, like, maybe he could have fit in there somewhere into the Multiverse of Madness. Even though we knew that wasn't going to happen. Because he was talking with the director and, you know, not really giving his hopes up, but he was like, well, just like what the guy said, it's overly stuffed with everything. Like, we didn't need Kang Green, that stuff. But it's like...
It just doesn't, timing-wise, it just doesn't make sense for him to not be there. Like,
that would almost be like a 9 out of 10.
He was just in the Sanctum Sanctorum
right.
talking with Wong.
Right. In front of everybody, too. Like,
about the 10 rings. Like, they were just there before all this shit broke down.
That's weird. And like you said, he's not upset. He was just, you know, asking his appearances like, well, maybe he should have been in there, you know. But he ain't like saying, he should have been in there now. Why he's not in there?
No, it just doesn't, like, here's the thing. Him not being in it doesn't ruin the movie. It's just, continuity-wise, I'm trying to make sense of post-credit scenes in other places and how things are tying in together and what's really going on in the grand scheme of things. Because don't give me post-credit scenes and then not build on them.
Right. Because so what post-credit scenes supposed to build on it. Another bit of news, Elizabeth Olsen, which we knew this was coming, has shared desire for Wanda Maximoff to join White Vision in the future MCU projects. She said, I will always want to be reunited with Paul Bettany's painted face. Which, we knew that anyway.
It's eventually going to go there.
Yeah, eventually we're going to get to that moment. Why is Wanda dying was almost trending. So I read that just
She's
on
not
Google.
dead, y'all.
Everybody saying Wanda died. I'm like, nah. I'll say anything. Wanda is going to forget she was a Scarlet Witch. She may have one of them amnesia moments where she's like,
she makes herself forget.
Yep, makes her forget, and then get her power back, and then I guess still forget. I guess, you know, like, this movie literally is just putting the past behind you. We got to move forward now. Got to put the past behind you, bro. Like, on both ends. Fake kids, fake ass marriage. You got to keep moving.
Go watch our Doctor Strange podcast. We
right.
talk about all that.
And then I think the last bit of news, James Gunn actually shared a heartfelt post, basically saying wrapping up the franchise about the franchise upon wrapping up the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He said, it's more difficult to explain how much I love these characters. I see them as parts of myself and parts as those I love. Which, you know, he really has attachment to these characters and, you know.
And these actors.
And
actresses.
So it is kind of, if they don't do anymore, it is kind of, for me, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. Even though I like 1 over 2, but Yondu's death actually. That's the only thing I care about 2 was Yondu's death. Otherwise, I didn't really give a shit about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 as much as Volume 1. But
and that's where I think opposite. Guardians 2 actually had a story.
Listen here, man. Guardians had a story, motherfucker. It had a story.
Yeah, a bunch of dumbasses get together and fight something.
That is the best fucking story that you need. A bunch of dumbasses in coincidence. Sometimes just being at the right place at the right time. That's the best dumb part about it. It's like, hey, I'm just here. Hello, who want this smoke? Who want it?
Whatever makes people happy.
Anyway, that's the last bit of news, man. You got anything?
No. You stole my thunder. Mine was a Keanu Reeves thing.
I remember you showed me that, and I had to bring it up. I was like, he got so mad about that shit too. He wanted to almost throw his computer away. He's like, I'm done.
All right, Moon Knight, episode 6. Gods and Men. Is that what I said it was called?
Gods and Men. That sounds like a weird
Or Gods and Monsters.
Okay, hey yo, Gods and Men sound like a weird little
Gods and Monsters.
Something you found on a late night show. Gods and Men.
So fun fact: best episode of the series.
That's so sad.
Is the season finale. It was fantastic.
No, it's fantastic, but as I'm watching this, I'm like, this is so sad because...
But it makes me mad because they could have made the whole show like
the whole show like...
You could have.
And the fight scenes were on point, and I was like, and all I can think is this is just a sad moment.
So okay, we're not going to go into details on every little thing that happens, but
it's just damn.
So Mark Spector reunites with Steven. He gives up the whole idea of the afterlife. And they do this scene where he takes his heart and he goes to put it in Steven's hand, who's frozen in the sand. Right. And then he freezes, but the heart warms them both up, and then they're both fine. And then Osiris opens the gates and they go through. Right. So cheesy.
It's the power of friendship.
It started with that, and I went, "Oh my god, dude! It's another personality. It's like an invisible friend. Fucking quit it."
Yeah. For real, I thought this episode was gonna go really downhill. From that first 5 or 10 minutes. Well, here we go.
Things amp up.
All right. We only got 40 minutes, so you already took 10 minutes. That's only 30 minutes left. Let's go.
Yeah, I was not a fan of them saying this was the shortest episode, though. But I was also a fan after watching the rest of the series. I was like, well, thank God it's not going to take that long.
See, Nick be harsh. I try to be positive with it. I really do.
And we proceed on.
No, yeah, we going. It's quick, too. We're moving.
Girl breaks the... Harrow ends up going into the main chamber where everyone's at and fucking things up.
Literally.
Releasing Amit.
Right.
Which we got to see Amit in alligator human form, which was cool.
That was interesting.
It looked cool.
They said that's what they were going to do, was release Amit, so they got it.
Layla sneaks herself in. She breaks the little thing that's holding Khonshu's spirit.
Funny. The way she snuck in, I'm like, hey, ain't nobody catching this? That's fine. That's fine. Ain't nobody catching this shit.
Before that happens, so when they're on their way to this temple, by the way, this is the funniest moment of the whole series. She's sneaking around with Harrow's crew with a face mask and a hoodie on and covering so you can't see who she is.
I really thought this was yelled. I'm like, okay, this is really going bad.
He had just killed a bunch of the...
yeah.
He'd just killed a bunch of the police officers. Mm. And as Layla's walking through them, the police officers are coming back to life for just a split second and being like... It's the lady that plays the hippo chick at the end of the last episode. And she's like, Layla, you've got to free Khonshu. Layla,
say that bitch loud as fuck.
Layla, don't be... And Layla's freaking the fuck out. She's like, why are these people fucking coming back and talking? And actually, I don't think they were dead yet. That's why they were being taken over.
Right.
But they were in the process of dying. So when they did die, she wasn't able to inhabit their bodies.
Bro, it reminded me of the Mummy movie where the uncle was like, Emotep.
Become my avatar. I can help you.
Hey, yo. First of all, okay, that's 20 minutes down. I thought, bro, I'm really seriously thinking, man, I don't know what's happening.
This is where the episode actually gets really cool.
Yeah, after the first 20 minutes is gone.
So, Layla comes in.
Right.
Into the temple and breaks the little statue that's holding Khonshu's spirit.
Right. Hope we get to that statue.
All of a sudden, she can see Khonshu.
Yep.
And Khonshu's like, hey, I don't sense Steven here.
Right.
Become my avatar. Let me help you fight. And she's like, nah.
At least she was honest.
Hey, and he's like, no, this needs to happen. And she's like, no, I've seen the way that you tortured Mark.
Hey,
this is not happening.
That's supposed to be your real expression. If somebody said, hey, I need you to I want to be my avatar. Fuck no, I've seen that shit. And he did. He got shot. I'm not doing this. We're not doing this. No.
So then Khonshu goes and confronts Amit.
Right. That was interesting. That little...
And they kind of have a moment where they have a little bit of a scuffle inside the temple. Now, while this happens, Mark comes back to life because his spirits went through the gate that Osiris opened.
Right.
And as they walk through, they go back into the body they were in.
Right.
At which point, Khonshu senses it.
Right, now he senses
and dips.
Right. He dips.
And...
Well... Yeah, he goes to... Yeah.
He re-becomes Moon Knight, right. And then on the way to the temple, to Egypt, to confront Amit, they stop. And he talks to Khonshu. He's like, look, before this happens, I'm going to need you to agree to something. Mm. And, well, yeah, and Khonshu's like, are you really going to barter right now? Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, right now.
No. That's... This is why I knew the episode was going to turn good. Because I was like, no, right now. No. Because I may die again.
He's like, when we're done, you leave me and Steven.
You leave.
And he was like, you got a deal.
Right, you leave, bro, because that's torture. Bro, that's torture, man. I don't want to be around that.
Now that Steven and Mark have become one and they're helping each other, the fight scene
man.
When Moon Knight shows up
in that street, oh my god,
street, and starts fighting against, I don't even remember what he was.
They were
fighting.
like henchmen. They were like his. They're like his henchmen or his believers, I guess.
And he's fighting. Well, it was fighting against Harrow and Harrow's group.
Well, yeah,
and
he was beating the hell out of him,
going back and forth between Moon Knight and Mr. Knight.
Sick. I like that.
And trading off and like
trading blows.
And now all of a sudden, since they're one, Mr. Knight's able to fight and using his batons and fucking people up.
And you see him right?
And then all of a sudden he'd like turn around and the cape would come out and it's Moon Knight.
Oh my god!
And they're sitting there. I was like, dude, this is one of the best fight scenes so far. And you could have been doing this
every time
a lot longer than just one episode.
That transition between them two was that was magical. I like that. I like how they did that, man.
And then they did the unthinkable.
Oh, yeah.
Because for fuck's sake, is my biggest complaint of this whole series. Again, the first time ever that they did it, it was fine.
Oh dear, he's talking about that blackout, man.
But he's about to be killed by Harrow. Harrow's got the rod on his chest.
Right. He's
and in the background, you see Khonshu and Ammit fighting big versions of themselves, looking like a big ass kaiju fight, which was dope, by the way.
Godzilla, that shit.
It looked way better than the only other movie I could think of that has a similar scene that I can compare it to was Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Mortal Kombat. Oh,
that was so terrible.
Rip your head off.
And he's about to die, and then all of a sudden, he blacks out and comes to.
I didn't like that.
And
That's what I did not like.
Harrow is laid the fuck out. Everybody's laying down. Layla's trapped up against a car because of Harrow from right before that happened. And I'm just like...
That's the one I didn't like. Out of all the blackouts, I didn't like that one.
Again,
I didn't like that
all of a sudden, you stole...
a fight.
The comeback.
Yeah.
From us being able to watch it. Why would you do that? Yeah. Storyline or not, we know. We've already caught on to the fact that Jake is the one that's taking over when they black out. We know that. For once, you could have just given us him going super badass, fucking a bunch of people up, and then coming back too. We could have got to see that, but instead you shortened the episode 10 minutes.
Yeah, out of all the blackouts, this was probably the worst one. I mean, I like the when the blackouts were happening from time to time, but that was in the middle of that was a legit ass fight scene. Like fight scenes, plural, couple of fights happening. I'm like, and you what? And Harold's laid out. Like what? Wait, what? No, we not. That's like watching the elevator scene, and it just cuts the people knocked the fuck out. He just walks out. Like what? No, what?
To me, that's the equivalent of watching a just random movie out of fucking nowhere. The movie Devil. Right? Say you're watching the movie Devil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like they all get into the elevator.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden the screen goes black and comes back on and old lady's just standing there.
Right.
Everybody's dead. She's the devil.
She's the devil. It's like we already knew what was happening. Like that's
like show us the progress.
Show us how the old lady got.
Show me the fight.
Right.
Anyways, enough bitching about that.
But that's what kind of never mind. Let's drop the episode.
And then they dragged Harrow inside and trapped Ammit's essence in Harrow.
Right, in Harrow.
Which is how the episode pretty much ended as far as the episode itself goes.
Right.
Other than the last thing we see, and this bothered me, by the way, which somewhere in there, Layla eventually did become the... we didn't talk about this. Layla becomes the avatar for the hippo chick.
Which we knew that was...
Which we figured that was coming.
They don't make it obvious, though. We're doing goddamn.
And she at least looked cool. And, you know, her suit was actually really cool in terms of, like, she used her wings to block bullets and shit. Like, you know.
Pretty cool.
And apparently she's a good fighter. That's cool. Hadn't seen it before.
Hello.
That's cool. Hi, Stephanie.
You said apparently. I like how you said that because she's like, that bitch was never a good fighter before. But I guess now she is now.
Help out any other time.
Right. You kept getting captured like fucking Princess Peach out here.
So like, you know, that moves on, does what it does. We get to the very end and like Steven and Mark wake up in their bed.
Right.
This time it's Mark that wakes up talking to Steven in his head, and as he goes to get off the bed, he fucking face plants because he's strapped to the bed, which that also tells you, obviously, he's still getting up in the middle of the night and doing things he doesn't realize he's doing.
Right.
So, and I think they also, at this point, also do understand there is a third personality that neither of them know who it is. So they can't really contact them. So that's why they're still trying to keep themselves.
And that's why I don't
up.
like. We did all this for fucking nothing.
Now, credits roll, and we finally get our first and only post-credit scene, which is fine.
Right.
I would have liked, at least one other one somewhere in the series, but we get our first and only post-credit scene, and we see Harrow in the hospital.
Right.
And somebody comes in and grabs his wheelchair, rolls him outside, dumps him into the... Which, by the way, by the time he even made it out of the hospital, I knew that it was Jake Lockley. I'm not stupid. You're not pulling a fast one.
Right. It's...
They dump him into the limousine. And then he's like, oh, Khonshu, you can't hurt me because Khonshu's in the back seat. And Khonshu's like, oh, I don't have to. Did you really think that Steven and Jake were the only two in the... Well, pretty much saying, did you think that they were the only two people in that body?
In that body.
And then all of a sudden, you see Jake Lockley, the third personality of Mark.
That blacked out.
Turn around, smile, and shoot Harrow a few times, and it's over.
Night-night.
Here's my problem. And this is one of my problems with the series as a whole. And this is what most people seem to like about it. And that's fine. Like what you like. I don't care. First off, again, and I said this in the Doctor Strange things, I am not the biggest fan when your story is mostly self-contained.
Right.
The point of the Marvel Universe, even in comics, is you're pushing a story forward. Most of the stories in Marvel Comics aren't self-contained. Do you know how many times in the first 10 fucking years Human Torch came along and fucked with Spider-Man, or Spider-Man came along and fucked with Human Torch, or like, Spider-Man teamed up with Daredevil, or the Fantastic Four teamed up or fought against with alongside X-Men. Hulk come in, be getting fucked up. Like, Marvel Universe is a universe. That's what made Marvel, interesting. That was the difference between DC. DC, everything was self-contained until they did a crossover event.
Right, it had to take a Justice League moment, and then finally we're going to start crossovering our characters. Meanwhile, they've been doing that since day one.
And yeah, the very first issue ever of a Marvel comic, as far as the Marvel Universe goes, has a crossover in it. Like, that's what the Marvel Universe does. Right. That's a part of their thing. And so, I am not the biggest fan of Moon Knight being its own self-contained thing. To an extent, I get it. I understand why they did it. If you really think about it, right? They don't know if they're going to get Oscar Isaac back. So you don't want to do so much integration that now if he's not around for something, people are questioning it. So I get that.
And that's crazy, though. That was like one of the articles I was reading a while back for like the first episode of Moon Knight. It was like, breaking news. We don't know if Oscar Isaac's coming back. What? They never signed on for this shit? Like, what's happening right now?
We didn't get the normal Moon Knight will be back thing at the end of the series.
No, we didn't. Which is really crazy.
So we might not ever get another Moon Knight. Now, here's the thing. I think we will. Do not get me wrong. I think he is going to show up somewhere else. But you leave it open for Jake Lockley to come along and be the next season's struggle. Which again, like we just made it through the first struggle. Thanks, guys.
Right. I don't like that we have. I mean, it's weird. Like, I'm cool with Jake Lockley. I just don't like how they brought him in. It's like we can never contact this third person. It's like I don't know. Well, I have mixed feelings on that.
I'm hoping they go the comic route, and this eventually leads to them destroying Khonshu, and them just having the powers to move on.
Right.
I don't know.
This whole series was just damn. Huh.
This episode again was good.
No, it was good. It had cool fucked up moments, but it was good.
This episode, I would have given an 8. It would have been a 9 if you'd have let me see Jake Lockley beat the shit out of Harrow when it happened, instead of going into the fucking blackout. But I would have given it. I do. I give this episode specifically
an 8.
An 8. Again, what's going to hold this show back as a whole for me is what did it accomplish?
Nothing. Not a damn thing. Ain't that some shit? Nothing.
They could have had flashback scenes that had the Eternals involved, which I had read about.
Hell, it could have flashbacks where you at least had any Avenger. Hell, I wouldn't even took Wanda. Have anything. Give me anything. Huh, Wanda?
I don't need Avengers. Again, Eternals would have made sense because giving the whole history of religion.
Right, religion, right.
And the Eternals being who most religious deities were based off of and stuff like that. That would have made sense. And again, I'm not saying it had to be a big thing. It could have been
I'm saying I see a crossover.
A 3 to 4 minute flashback. Right. Or at the very least, and here's my problem. I'm not even saying I necessarily need crossovers. Crossovers would have made it cool, don't get me wrong. But at least some more integration into the MCU. Right. All you gave me was a GCR banner.
Yep.
Or GRC.
GRC.
A GRC banner.
Which was from Falcon Winter Soldier. Right.
And then they talk about the ancestral planes, which ties kind of...
into the Eternal. So...
Well, no. It ties kind of into Black Panther.
Black Panther. Right.
Okay. So just kind of...
Dang, I would have even took one of the Dorman Lodge would have showed up.
No,
give me something.
No mentions of the Snap. No mentions of the Avengers. What the
hell is this shit?
Like, no mentions of anything.
Anything. It's just... And that's what I said before. You did a whole lot of something without doing a whole lot of nothing. Like, what is this? Like, to be fair, I don't even want to rewatch Moon Knight ever. I'll watch it again, but not right now.
Here's the thing. I will eventually rewatch it.
Yeah, I'll rewatch it, but just not right now.
Because I'm taking my kids to the MCU.
Well, yeah, no kidding. You got children.
I'm going to be watching it with my kids. Or at least my son. My daughter didn't really pay attention. So I will eventually rewatch it.
Right.
But it is the one I'm least excited for.
Damn. And I really try to give it its prop, man. I couldn't do it, man. When you blacked out in the middle of that fight scene, I was like, yeah. And what's funny, because I was telling him, I like when he blacks out. And I was thinking to myself, as long as he don't black out with a major fight scene. Like, that was a major fight scene, bro. And then, like, no, we are not doing this. No, he blacked out. Roll credits. Roll the fucking credits. Roll it now. I'd be like, roll credits. Don't show me no more. Because you don't care. It's just like they didn't care. It's like they didn't care, bro. And that's sad.
But yeah, so...
It's sad, man.
I do. I give this episode an 8.
I give it a 7. Give it a 7.
Now, here's the thing. As far as the series as a whole, because that's what we actually tier things on. Understand this.
Oh, dear.
Before this episode, I had this at a 3. Before this episode.
I knew he was gonna...
This episode does not save the series.
No, it doesn't.
It boosts the series up a little bit, but with no guarantee of anything to happen with Moon Knight ever again.
Right.
And it not tying into really anything.
Damn.
So not only did it not push a story forward,
it's just there.
It didn't even tie into the story of the MCU. It's just its own contained little thing full of a bunch of...
What's that on Persephone's mouth?
Full of a bunch of blackout... Hey!
What was that?
It's a filter.
Nick almost fell out of his chair.
No, because she would have hit it.
No, I'm saying Nick, you would have fell out of the chair. Nah. No, I just saw how you go.
I wouldn't have fallen out.
You like stumbled a little bit. I said, "What? Are you good?"
But no, so without it tying into anything, without it pushing anything forward, without it really having anything to do with anything else.
It's like something I get off a Netflix series.
And with no guarantee that anything else is ever going to happen with it again, I can't rate it high.
No, I can't give it high. No. Overall, I'll probably give
I can't. I actually think it might be tied, in my opinion, for the worst MCU thing so far.
Yeah. I'll give it like a 6.
I'm going to give it a 5.
Yeah, I kind of figured this where you was going. I'll give it a 6.
I
can't give it a 7 because of that last thing. I can't give it nothing higher. I can't do it.
And here's the thing. I am so disappointed because going into this, I was...
Oh, especially in trailers?
So excited. You guys are giving me trailers of what looks like a badass...
story.
Superhero action show.
This should have been your best... This should have been the best one, actually.
Like...
This should have been your best moment.
And again, I've had this conversation with other people. Every other Disney Plus show so far has had a very good balance of action and storytelling.
Right.
Every single one of them. Hawkeye never stopped being Hawkeye. Right. Falcon never really stopped being Falcon. He had some moments where he was running around with Winter Soldier. That was the story mix. But then it was like right back into fighting scenes and being superheroes. You had WandaVision, which was probably the slowest out of all the series.
It's sad because I'm not even a real big fan of WandaVision, and that had some better moments.
I will say it's tied with the slowest.
Right, okay.
With Loki.
Okay.
But the thing is, Loki had a lot of storytelling that, again, pushed the MCU forward.
All these, that's the thing. All these stories, besides Moon Knight, really pushed the MCU forward. That's what we... I know What If it's just stories here and there. In a way, that kind of pushed the story further because of all the branches that happened in Loki. So, even that did some shit. Guys, and this did nothing. What? This is like something you hear off of Netflix. This is like season 1 Daredevil. It's like, or season 1 Jessica Jones.
No, it's not even Netflix to me. I love season 1 of Jessica Jones.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying bad. I'm saying
this makes me think if DC was to do a TV show, this is what we get. Let's look at Gotham. How interesting is Gotham? Because to me, it's not.
I thought it was okay, but it wasn't interesting. I thought it was okay. It had some bad moments. I mean, not bad as like badass, no bad as like, oh god, this is bad writing moments.
It's slow. It's the one thing it does is it brings awareness to people that because it did portray what having DID would really be like for people, and I think that is a very
that's a perfect thing.
That is a very
if
important
you take it out of the Marvel situation, that's. And like I said, drama, if you just take the superhero out, fuck, that's a good show.
And what pains me the most is, and this is hard to say, this show, in all of the MCU combined, every little bit, every little corner, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that's not even really in the MCU anymore, every Netflix show, every whatever, this show, in my opinion, has the best acting I have seen out of the MCU.
Yeah, the acting is solid.
Oscar Isaacs is an amazing fucking actor. The way he portrayed, like, there were moments where when he's talking to Steven in his own body and he's jumping from one accent to another flawlessly and going back and forth.
That takes time to do that shit,
dude,
man.
Pulls it off so perfectly. He's so good at portraying, going into the moments where he switches into another personality. The acting around him, because it wasn't even just him. Ethan Hawke is an amazing actor in and of himself. Right, yes, and then the lady that played Layla did an excellent job, even if I hated her character because I'm a bastard. Like, he's not a bastard. I hate that character. Goddamn. This acting as a whole is the best acting. Yet it's the worst thing I've seen come from the MCU for me.
Because it's not a superhero.
Because the story I don't care.
Or it's not a superhero show.
Every superhero show you watch, typically you come out of it going, man, I would love to be that character. I would love to be a superhero and be fighting these people. I watch this and I'm like, I wouldn't want to be this motherfucker. Yeah, he's probably his life sucks.
Well, you know it's bad when the wife is like, be my avatar. She said, fuck that. That's when you know it's bad. When your wife, his wife, the way how she reacted is priceless. He's like, be my avatar. Fuck you, bitch! I'm about to go. Yo, you see how they got tortured? No, G.
And the thing I hate most about this show, like, guys, me and Hellcat. For those of you that don't know who Hellcat is, which if you're watching this, you should. That's my girl. She's the one that does the music reactions with me. We're about to start up a horror. Well, we're about to actually really start up the horror channel. And everything. Her and I have watched the entirety of the MCU together. Now, we didn't... I had to basically do some backtracking with her because she hadn't watched very much of it. And we went through all the movies and have kept up with all the Disney Plus shows as they've come on. And she's caught up to everything and has watched everything with me. And what I hate the most about this show is...
She liked it.
No. I'm glad that she liked it.
Right.
But... I ruined a lot of her enjoyment with it.
Right, because you yeah.
Because I disliked the show so much. Like,
the show.
We would watch the show, like that very first episode, I came out of it like, what the fuck is going on? And then
I like the first episode.
And then like she's trying to explain too many things to me, and they make sense. It's not that I'm having a hard time understanding what's going on in the show.
Right.
I have a hard time understanding why the show is here. Why are we moving along with this? Like, why is this what it's doing? Like,
because right now Ms. Marvel is gonna be right. Well, no kidding. And Ms. Marvel is gonna literally be going into why she likes being herself. Well, that power she got. So it really sucks that we're going from this show to this show. So, but yeah, keep going. Sorry.
But
just one of those things like that. So.
And there was one night I accidentally even snapped at her, and it wasn't. I wasn't snapping at her. I was snapping at
the show.
Over the show, and it ended up being at her. And like at that moment, I realized like this show, I'm ruining the enjoyment for her.
Right.
Because she likes it. She really likes it.
Yeah, she's just like the psychological part.
Oh, which is great. I'm glad that she did. I can't. I can't.
Because one thing I remember, and even with me and him, like he was surprised. Well, not surprised, but and I told him, I like the first 2 episodes. He was like, kind of like, you did? I was like, yeah, the first episodes are cool. You know, he's barely on Moon Knight. I'm like, but just the blackouts and the mindsets and him just like tripping, putting, tying himself down and sleeping, like having a sleep moment. Like he can't sleep. I like that. I don't know, man. It's weird, and how they ended it was weird. Everything about it was weird. It's a weird show. Damn.
So here's again. If they move forward with the story, they get Oscar Isaac back, and
yeah, they need to get Oscar Isaac back.
They can do something with it, and I can come to enjoy this season if they just push things forward. I can't keep doing these shows with all these self-contained storylines, though. This is the MCU.
Yeah, we're now past self-contained. We've been past self-contained since Infinity War.
We haven't had self-contained yet.
We have grounded, not self-contained. I was thinking like, because Iron Man was more grounded.
Yeah, you could be grounded.
And Cap and all that.
And that's fine.
But now we're like in the multiverse now.
Even in the post-credit scenes of those. You remember Iron Man's post-credit scene?
Yeah, Samuel
Nick
Jackson.
Fury shows up.
Come on now. Yeah.
Or you look at Captain America, the post-credit scene. Cap wakes up in New York.
Right.
Present day. Nick Fury
even in
Thor,
when the Loki found the Tesseract, he was camouflaged as one of the people. Yeah.
Like, they were building stuff up.
Yeah, nothing wasn't built up.
This ain't building shit up.
They didn't even say Moon Knight is not even returning. I'm like, damn. So so that's it then. All right, so we're done with Moon Knight. So Moon Knight's completely done. All right, that's fine.
gave it a 5. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 6. I couldn't give it past any higher. Gave it a 6.
So that will automatically put it basically at a 6.
Oh, at 6? Okay,
because it rounds up.
Damn, what's that, like a C? Shit.
That actually puts it in B.
A B,
which is higher than I wanted to put it.
Well, if one for that, how about this? If one for this episode, it probably would have been a 3. We both probably would have put at 3s. If one for this last episode.
So I mean, the good news is it's at least ranked higher than Superhero Squad.
Hey, even though Superhero Squad was better.
Oh man,
what's it up there with?
It's ranked on there along the lines of What If, the Slingshot, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Slingshot.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, or Earth's Greatest Heroes.
Yeah. Rightfully so. Yeah.
So yeah, it fits around.
Yeah, it really does fit it though, man. Because remember, we had problems with really all of them. Not big enough, but how about this? Like you said, Doctor Strange. That's the worst one out of that one, out of that group. That's the worst one. I'm not saying the worst one. Is it? Fuck. Damn, Moon Knight. What? I'm just so shocked. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the fuck happened, dude.
I don't either.
Jesus.
Like
you had me first 2 episodes. I'm like, damn. Or the first 3, but then he gets shot. I knew once the dude started doing this happened to me this time ago. I can't intervene. I said, oh, this whole show about to be ass. You are the main person that they rely on to turn into Moon Knight.
Well, the good news out of all this is
that we're done with Moon Knight.
Moon Knight's over. We'll be moving back into WandaVision to finish it off. We've only got 2 more actual weeks of that.
Yeah.
6
and then
episodes.
Then I think you pulled it.
You'll be pulling it.
Yeah, because you pulled WandaVision.
After that's over, he'll be pulling out of the basket that's sitting up there. You don't see it.
And hopefully, some movie so we can just keep moving and that.
And then, eventually, depending on what we pull or however long that goes,
so we're gonna lead us right into Miss Marvel.
The next thing we'll be going into is Miss Marvel, which starts end of next month, I believe.
Yes.
End of June.
End of June.
Or is it beginning of June? I don't remember. It starts in June.
Right, and then Thor is like mid-July. I thought.
And then Thor's mid-July. So basically, we're gonna
that should be all the MCU for this year, right? No, it's not. Shit.
Not even close.
No, it's not.
Fuck. We've got Miss Marvel,
which
leads into Thor.
Right.
The next show after that is She-Hulk.
Right. No, we're not. We're not even done. No, we're not.
And then the last movie of the year is Black Panther:
Wakanda Forever.
He's like me. That's the movie I keep forgetting about because it's been having so many issues with things.
Yeah, with Lolita Wright, and then what the hell we still gonna do with Chadwick Boseman's character? And
It's the most questionable of everything that's left because it's like we don't know what's gonna come of it. We don't know.
This could either go bad. Oh god, either bad or good, bro. Pick a. You're Russian roulette with now. We're playing one in the chamber.
It's the one I'm most worried about because again,
you don't have the main dude himself.
The first Black Panther was pretty good. Now, I'm not gonna overly praise it like everyone else did.
Right.
I was not the core demographic for that movie, and I get that. It was still a good movie.
Right.
And I love Black Panther as a character. I'm worried about what's going on. The only thing I know for sure that I'm excited about for it is Namor's the villain.
Yeah, Namor's the villain.
So
we got Ironheart.
We're gonna get Namor in it, and then we're gonna get Riri in it.
So we're getting two Marvel characters.
I don't think it's gonna be Ironheart yet.
No. She said she. Well, I thought they said she was starting to build it, not actually make it. Because she's starting to build it at MIT, which that's where Spider-Man, his people were supposed to be going. Not Spider-Man, but the people his friends supposed to be going to.
So I'm excited to see Riri come in. I'm excited to see Namor come in, and I think Namor's going to be one of those long-lasting characters where he's going to be the villain in this, and we're going to see him start to do things because eventually he does turn into kind of an anti-hero.
Right.
Because he's never a full-on hero.
No.
But he eventually gets to the point where he's not quite a hero, not quite a villain. He's just kind of in whatever he's doing for himself and his people.
At least he has the people. When we got them in the comics, he had nobody. Literally nobody.
But yeah, so I'm super excited to see.
And worried. I'm excited and worried about that one. Like, that's the only one.
Like I said, the rest
one in the chamber. It's going to be bad or good, bro. Pick one.
The rest of this year is going to be interesting. I'm super excited for Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk. I'm super excited for Thor. I'm definitely curious about Black Panther. I'm not dreading it by any means.
No, I'm not saying I just don't know what we're going to get from this.
I don't either. It's the one I'm most worried about.
Oh no, I don't know where Jesus, this is.
And apparently, fucking Feige was at some sort of retreat so they can plan the next 10 years of Marvel.
Well, remember back then before the retreat, he said he got 100 projects in the work. Now that the pandemic's still going on, whatever, but now that it's kind of subsided, he said he got 100 projects that's in the works that he's trying to throw out there.
When are we going to get our first real MCU mutant? That's what I want.
Right.
Technically, it would be Wanda. She is a mutant.
Right. Technically, she's supposed to be a mutant. And Charles, even though that's not our...
And I thought this was... honestly, that's my biggest complaint about Doctor Strange. I thought it was going to end with her calling upon the mutants and being
what a lot of people thought,
reverse
too.
House of M.
A reverse House of M.
And we still don't have mutants.
We still don't have mutants.
Anyways...
Maybe she went to a place that actually has mutants.
So Moon Knight gets a B. There you guys go. That's.
If you want to watch it, that's cool too.
If you love it, I want you to love it.
Yeah.
I don't. That's it. I will always be one of those people. Watch something, judge something for yourself.
Right. Because I found it okay.
Because there are tons of movies that people love. Tons of TV shows that people love that I don't.
Like man said, he liked the horror remakes. I said,
there's tons of movies that people hate that I love. And shows that people hate that I love, and that's fine. Everybody should have their own opinion. Everybody should have their own likes and dislikes. I'm not gonna sit here and say, and you know, Moon Knight's done. We'll see where Marvel moves forward with that if they're able to.
Because right now with so much stuff going on, damn, where can you move Moon Knight at?
And that's something you guys got to understand from me, live action wise. That is the first disappointment from the MCU for me. The first. Even if I don't, like, when I say the thing I looked down on the most was the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
I still thought it was a good movie.
Right. This Moon Knight, I don't know what the hell.
It's just my least favorite movie out of all the movies.
All the movies. But this one, damn. Like.
But this it bored me. I spent more time being mad. The build-up led
to nothing.
Yeah, I just spent more time being mad.
I kept asking
and then disappointed.
Every time I said, hey, you watch Moon Knight? Because usually every time when we do a show on Disney Plus, from WandaVision to Falcon, all of them, he is so cheerful. It's like the soul got sucked out of his body. Pause. It's like, you ready to watch Moon Knight? No. I'm like, damn. Because we did Falcon, all of them, Loki. Did you watch the episode? You be texting me at 4 o'clock in the morning. You watched it? I'm like, yes.
Let me tell you guys how bad this is.
Like, it's bad.
These last 6 weeks, are the least amount I've talked to anybody at work.
Right, he was like isolated.
I kept to myself.
Yeah, he kept to himself.
Because I didn't want to just basically every conversation be me bitching about this show. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't really talk a whole lot at work anyways.
No, you know what? This is probably as much this man ever talks, because usually at work, we got problems.
I didn't.
But this one, because I tell you, man, if you look back our past recent podcasts, he will come in, boom, like, I can go back and rewatch old text messages. Did you see this episode? You see that episode? This one, he ain't text at all. It was completely dead. Completely dead.
But yeah, so next up, finishing out WandaVision, and then he'll be pulling from the box at the end of that. And again, that's only going to be the next 2 weeks.
Right, next 2 weeks. Because depending on what we pick, will either be one off, or one movie, or like say lead us right into.
Eventually, the next big thing is Miss Marvel, which I'm super excited for. That trailer they put out got me so excited.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm excited to see somebody that's going to be excited to be who they are.
Right, just excited. She just looks happy. She just looks so damn happy. Wants to be what you gonna be? A superhero. Woo!
Right. You know who it reminds me of? Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
When he got his suit and he was flying around, he's like, "Whoa, that's
right.
Good.
I can fly."
Excited. Be excited you're a hero, not like, "Oh my god, I'm helping Khonshu."
Just so depressed.
Whiny bitch. You were a goddamn mercenary. You killed people for money.
We already got one depressed one. That's the Hulk. Goddammit. And nobody else gotta be more depressed than that motherfucker. You just don't want to be that character. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I don't want to do this.
So, next week, WandaVision's episodes
4,
5, and 6.
4, 5, 6, 4 through 6. Yep.
And that's where we're at. Don't forget, we had just recently dropped our Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse podcast episode.
Yes, sir.
And
we can drop that tomorrow, right?
Well, I'm gonna try and drop it tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
Tonight or tomorrow. Haven't decided yet. I still got to stream tonight.
Oh, what you playing?
Assassin's Creed.
Hey, I might try to catch it if I'm not half dead on the bed, knocked out, sleeping.
Yeah, so that is gonna do it. We love you guys. Thank you all for watching.
Go watch Doctor Strange.
We will see you all for some WandaVision next week.
Yeah.
Excelsior.
Excelsior. All that jazz. Goodbye.